Elections do not equal democracy. Let's just get that out there. It's a big, bold statement, I know. It feels like saying pizza isn't food, but hear me out. We are often told that if a country holds elections, it's a democracy. People line up and cast votes. Democracy served. A neat news clip. But that idea is a huge mistake. It's like a fancy microphone doesn't automatically mean a hit comedy special. Voting is just one part of a bigger system. An election is the wedding ceremony. It's public, everyone sees it, there are flowers, someone says I do. But real democracy is the marriage. It's the day-to-day stuff. It's the arguments, the compromises, the work you do when nobody's watching. It's about having fair laws that apply to everyone, even the people in charge. It's about having courts you can trust to make the right call, not just the ones that take bribes. It's about leaders who are actually accountable to the people they serve. So let's talk about Ghana. It's often held up as a success story for democracy in Africa, and in many ways it is. But its story is more interesting than just they had elections and everything was fine. Ghana has been to the edge of chaos and pulled back, not just because of voting, but because of what happened after the voting. Take the 1992 election. It was the first one after years of military rule. Tensions were sky high. The opposition party was not happy with the results. They cried foul. In many other countries, that's the moment when the streets erupt in violence. But in Ghana, something else happened. Instead of calling for protests that could lead to bloodshed, the opposition wrote a book. Yes, a book. It was called The Stolen Verdict. They laid out all their complaints and evidence and published it. It was a way of protesting peacefully, of putting their case before the people and the world. It didn't change the result, but it set a precedent. Fast forward to 2012 and another election, another razor-thin margin. The opposition challenged the outcome. This time, they didn't just write a book, they went to court. For 8 months, the whole country was glued to their televisions and radios, watching the case live. It was like the world's most complicated and important reality TV show. Lawyers argued, witnesses were cross-examined, judges listened. In the end, the Supreme Court made its ruling. The opposition didn't win the case, but something more important was won. Democracy itself had a victory. The process showed that the country's institutions were strong enough to handle a major political crisis without the nation falling apart. This is where the simple elections equal democracy idea gets it wrong. What saved Ghana wasn't just the act of voting. It was the presence of other, stronger forces. It was the courts providing a legitimate place to fight battles with words instead of weapons. It was also the culture. Traditional leaders, or chiefs, played a huge role. They are respected figures who urged calm and reminded everyone that the nation comes before any party. A mix of modern courts and traditional wisdom kept the peace. Now you'd think with all this progress, adding a little technology would make things even better, right? Enter the biometric voter registration system. The idea sounds great on paper. Fingerprints and facial scans to ensure one person, one vote. Stop cheating and clean up the voter list. The kind of thing donors love. But rolled out during COVID-19, it meant long, crowded lines and shared devices. A recipe for spreading the virus. People had to risk their health to vote. A terrible choice that bred suspicion. Then politics. A brand new role raised fears of manipulation, breakdowns in certain areas, and unfair exclusions. As Dr. Christopher Appiah-Thompson argues, without trust, you can't drop in fancy tech and expect miracles. Reforms must be fair, transparent, and have multi-party buy-in, or the tool becomes a weapon. So where does this leave us? A clearer, harder task. Look past the election day headlines and focus on building a democratic society. Build strong independent institutions and a justice system people believe in, a referee both sides can trust, support a free press and a professional civil service. These are the pillars. Without them, the whole structure collapses, no matter how many times people vote.